All right, where does he go?
Yeah.
Where does he go?
Yeah. Well, I mean, one, let's just try to put ourselves in his shoes. One, I'm always, you know me, I'm a proponent of go to the best situation. Go to the best situation. Don't go necessarily where you feel like it's the easiest path to play, because sometimes some of those teams are dysfunctional and you go, well, you're going to look like crap there for a year. And then everybody's going to go, you're not a starting quarterback anymore. So you can ruin that, ability to advance your career with not the right choice. That's the most important thing. So I would not sacrifice I want to be a starter for horrible situation that could possibly end my career. We've talked
like
about
the Jets.
Yes, like the Jets, right. Or Frank Reich going from the Colts to the Carolina Panthers, as we've talked about, right? That was another one. Right after, it didn't look good, and now it's like, man, I don't think he's ever a head coach again. And it's like, man, that's not fair. That was a messed up situation, but he rushed into a situation.
Frank's now with the Jets.
Exactly. Funny enough, full circle moment here. But regardless, the first team that comes to your mind, one is the Miami Dolphins, for what we talked about earlier. They're in a transition here. I don't think they want to pay a quarterback another huge lump sum of money. Why they're paying Tua.
Can't.
Exactly. So that's where you look at Kyler Murray and go, that's $1 million for a guy that's really still a starting quarterback in the NFL? We'll take it. Sold. That's the first one that makes sense. The second one is, those two are the ones, to me, that jump out more than any others about what would be a good situation for him and where he could thrive, especially Minnesota. And then I have a few other ones after we talk about that I go, hey, maybe this wouldn't be a bad spot to be a backup in case you get in. But what do you think about that? Vikings and Dolphins right off the bat.
Well, hey, at least in Miami, there are enough other distractions to get him to stop playing video games. Good news, bad news.
There is a lot of distractions. You're right. I was down there in Miami. I was quite distracted quite often. I was. Especially at the beach, let me tell you.
As it relates to the Vikings.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
And what happened was, as we were getting toward the trade deadline last year, and I cast the net on anyone, is there somebody out there that is going to be an oh shit moment if they get traded?
Yeah.
And I started to scratch on the possibility of Kyler Murray being traded because it just felt off. It just felt weird. It's felt that way since the whole contract fiasco in 2022. And what I learned in that process was, number one, trade's not going to happen because there's too many moving parts.
Yeah.
The contract has to be dealt with. No team that is looking for a quarterback right now is going to stand in the shoes of the balance of that contract. Too much would have needed to be accomplished in a short period of time to get a trade done. But at the time, late October 2025, Kyler Murray was interested in, I was told at the time, two teams. The Raiders because of Chip Kelly, so that ship has sailed because Kelly got fired not long after that, and the Vikings to work with Kevin O'Connell. See, this is one of the benefits of having Kevin O'Connell is the Vikings are looking anywhere and everywhere for a quarterback. He's a magnet for guys because people have seen what he can do with everyone but J.J. McCarthy. And even then, by the end of the year,
it's starting to look good.
Something out of J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah.
So that was already there last year. The Vikings and Raiders were the two teams, and the Raiders are eliminated by virtue of the fact that Chip Kelly's not there, and obviously they're going to go the Fernando Mendoza route unless they stun us that way. So the Vikings, I think, are at the top of his list. But the question is, who else would be out there that could maybe get him? And Chris, here's the big difference, because when Russell Wilson went to the Steelers, I don't know how many other options he had. At $1.21 million, I'm sure plenty of teams would have said, sure, we'll sign you. But he wanted the Steelers.
Yeah.
He wanted the Steelers. It was clear that's where he wanted to go. Murray, if he's got multiple options, there's an important thing that he needs to ask for if he's going to take $1.3 million.
What's that?
A no-trade clause. He wants it. You need a no-trade clause. Because remember, there was a time when it's like, you know what? The Steelers should just trade Russell Wilson and ride with Justin Fields. And then what's Russell Wilson going to say? No, I refuse. You become a commodity. And you're an attractive commodity if you could be traded at $1.21 million, which was Wilson's number, or $1.3 million, which will be Murray's number. So you need a no-trade clause. And how about a no-tag clause? So if you go and you rip it up, you don't deal with the Daniel Jones situation, which we're going to talk about later. You don't have to worry about getting tagged. You will be a free agent next year.
Yeah.
If I'm Eric Burkhardt, who represents Kyler Murray, I'm doing a much shorter manifesto this time around, and I'm saying anybody that wants my guy, no trade, no tag.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're right. He's got to protect himself that way. The Minnesota one is the one that jumps out to me more than any. That situation itself. Miami, again, there might be a path for him to play and start and do all that, but I still look at it and go, I don't know. Miami's in a rebuild. We know that. And you might go there and not look all that good, and then people will never think you're a starter ever again. Minnesota, on the other hand, we know is good. You talked about O'Connell. And what else is going to perk up quarterbacks? Oh, whoa, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. Holy crap, Batman. I mean, we got those three. Oh, damn. We got good offensive line. I can be protected. That's what's good for Kyler Murray. And then you're there at a spot where maybe you could beat J.J. McCarthy out. Maybe you could beat him out. Or what we're seeing is J.J. McCarthy might have, an injury problem to where you're going to get to play. And then if you do get to play, you're going to be in a spot where you're positioned to succeed. So that's where I look at that. Let me throw another one at you. The Indianapolis Colts. Why would you not? If Anthony Richardson's not in town, Daniel Jones, we know they want him to be the starter. But damn, you can protect your organization with somebody like Kyler Murray in case Daniel Jones is not quite himself or gets re-injured or has another issue there. Instead of like, oh, well, the playoffs are out the window. It's Riley Leonard. He's not ready yet. Oh, it's over. That's what we saw last year. And I think that Shane Steichen knows how to spread people out and do that. I think he could actually work really well with Kyler Murray. He'd fit that offense. He really would. So that's another one that jumps out to me as far as just pure, having a chance and setting yourself up the right way. And then I'm going to just throw two other teams on here just to end it up. The Rams and the 49ers, according to what happens to Jimmy Garoppolo and Mac Jones. Those would be the other two I'd look at. Oh, Rams, if Jimmy Garoppolo goes to Arizona, like we've heard reports, which makes sense to go with Mike LaFleur, who was with the Rams, and now he wants, hey, come here and be my backup or, be the guy that can help us out here through this little transition this year. You get to go there and be the backup to, Stafford. And be under McVay and a team that's in the Super Bowl window. And if Stafford gets hurt, you're going to be in the best position to succeed. In a very similar situation to the 49ers as well. We've seen Purdy, he can get hurt too. And if they get rid of Mac Jones and some team wants him or whatever there, that's another situation that just jumps out to me, Mike, there.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.